Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For today, our group will present microeconomic concept from Islamic perspective.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Afia Kamarina binti Zahari. My metric number is 313446. We are from group 9. Our topic is microeconomic concept from Islamic perspective. First, the introduction. Microeconomics studies how household and firm make choices when the resources are limited. It explains how these decisions shape the demand, supply, and price, how resources are shared, and how consumer and producer interact. In Malaysia, microeconomic help us understand how households respond to price changes and how firms manage rising costs. It also supports business decision, guide welfare policy, ensure efficient resources use, stabilize market, create jobs, and improve the society well-being. The rising cost of living is a major challenge that affects the household spending and firm production. In Islamic principle, including fairness, avoiding riba, gharar and maisir, as well as promoting charity and zakat, provide ethical solutions to reduce
My name is
inequality
Muhammad
and
Irfan bin
support
Muhammad
social
Sharaf.
welfare
My
and
metric
a
number is
long-term stability.
313536. Today, I will explain the issue of the rising cost of living in Malaysia and how it affects people, business, and the overall market. According to the 2025 Malaysia Consumer Trend Report by Central Force International, 77% of Malaysians, especially those in the B40 and M40 groups with household incomes below 5,000, are still struggling to cover daily expenses even through the minimum wage has been raised to 1,700 ringgit. This show a widening gap between what people earn and what they actually need to survive. One major reason is the sharp increase in the price of essential goods, food and beverage, for example, have risen by 70.5% since 2020, almost double the increase of others items. At the same item, incomes are not keeping up, but 63% of Malaysians report no salary increase and 55% have less than 10,000 ringgit in savings. With such limited financial buffers, many households have to safety net when prices go up. Because there is pressure, people are changing how they spend. Many are cutting non-essential purchase, waiting for promotion, choosing cheaper brands, or postponing certain needs. Consumers are becoming more careful and strategic in every purchasing decision. Business, especially small producers, are also affected. Their operating costs keep rising, profits are shrinking, and supply is becoming more limited. This creates an imbalance between demand and supply, causing unstable price and uncertainty in the market. In response, consumers become more selective, and business are pushed to offer real value, fair pricing, and transparency. Overall, this situation shows that the rising cost of living is not a short-term issue. It affects daily spending, purchasing strategies, business continuity, and the market stability. Therefore, it is important to ensure fair and responsible price management and better protection for vulnerable groups so that everyone can cope with the increasing cost of living without neglecting basic need or the survival of local business. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Azzuddin bin Amir Hamzah and my ID number is 314210. As we all know, rising cost of living is caused by economic inflation and it affects both household finance and also societal well-being. There are various consequences that could happen, such as economic and social consequences. The first one, we look at economic consequences. It reduces purchasing power, whereby household can buy less than before. It also make household have lower saving and financial security because more money is spent on basic necessities. The next is higher household debt. because people rely on loan, credit cards, or some even take loan sharp to finance their daily necessities. So all of this combined will lead to slower economic growth. Second one is social consequences. It increases financial stress, thus lead to anxiety, emotional instability, and also mental health issues. Furthermore, rising cost of living will have unequal effect because low-income groups suffer the most. This will widening the socio-economic gap. It also will reduce quality of life because households will cut back on their leisure, healthcare, and education. The rising cost of living is deeply connected towards economic and social pressure. It reduces purchasing power, lower saving, and higher debt, while it also increases stress, inequality, and a declining quality of life. Together, these effects slows economic progress and limit opportunities for future generations.
My name is Muhammad Irfan Hadi bin Muhammad Saifuddin. My metric number is 313633. I want to talk about Islamic solution to managing the rising cost of living. As we know, many families, especially those with lower or middle incomes, struggle to cover their daily expenses such as food, housing, education, and healthcare. First, Zakat and Wakaf are key instruments. Zakat help the poor meet their basic needs, while Wakaf provide long-term support through affordable housing, clinic, school, and community projects. Second, Sharia-compliant financing like Qard Hasan, Murabaha, and Musyarakah reduces debt pressure and financial stress, offering a fair alternative to interest-based loans. Third, governance based on Maqasid Sharia ensures that policies focus on public welfare, including affordable housing, basic subsidies, healthcare and education access, and price regulation to prevent exploitation. Fourth, Islam encourages moderate and mindful living. By avoiding waste and excessive spending, families can manage their finances better and help stabilize market prices indirectly. Finally, fair wealth distribution through zakat, wakaf, and community development programs increases purchasing power and strengthens societal resilience. Together, these elements work to create sustainable well-being and ensure that no one in the community is left behind. Thank you.
My name is Nurnawa Shakila binti Muhammad Zaman and my matrix number is 313620. Today I will discuss how the rising cost of living and the increase in food prices can be understood through Islamic microeconomic principles compared to conventional economics. The continuous increase in prices has put pressure on many households, particularly those with lower incomes. In Islam, this issue is viewed not only as an economic challenge but also as an ethical one, because fair pricing and the protection of public welfare are essential values in the Islamic economic system. In Islamic economics, although prices naturally change based on supply and demand, Islamic economics emphasizes that these market forces must operate within a moral framework. Principles such as justice, honesty, and concern for the community must guide all market transactions. Justice means prices should be based on real productions, cost, and fairness. Meanwhile, the social welfare, maslahah, should be protected. The trustworthiness amanah principles prohibit the monopoly acts such as ihtikar, which is the act of hoarding food or essential items in order to raise prices during difficult times. Such actions go against the objective of the Sharia, especially the protection of wealth and the preservation of human life, because inflated prices make it harder for people to afford basic necessities. In comparison, conventional microeconomics focuses mainly on market forces and profit maximization. Strategies such as speculation or holding stocks for profit are generally acceptable as long as they comply with legal rules. Sudden price changes are considered normal market outcomes. However, Islamic economics evaluates these behaviors through moral considerations, ensuring that no harm is inflicted on society. Additionally, the concept of hisbah in Islamic perspective highlights the role of authorities in supervising markets, preventing misconduct, and ensuring that essential goods remain accessible. This reflects how Islamic economics places strong emphasis on fairness and social being, whereas conventional economics prioritizes efficiency and market equilibrium. Thank you.
name is Nur Ardini Batrisha binti Muhammad Zaidi. My metric number is 313445. In conclusion, Islamic microeconomics emphasizes honesty, transparency, and justice in the behavior of individual firms and markets. Principles such as the prohibition of riba, gharar, and mashir ensure that economic activities remain ethical and not solely profit-driven. These values help protect consumers, prevent exploitation, and encourage responsible decision-making. By balancing personal interests with social welfare, Islamic microeconomics promote fair pricing, responsible consumption, and ethical business practices. Overall, the market becomes more stable and fair for the community. While applying this principle, it will be create an economic environment that support individuals' success and collective well-being.